I'm really excited to introduce to you Volume 5 of the Sacred Roots Spiritual Classics, Books Jesus Read, Learning from the Apocrypha. I'm convinced that when you read through this and discuss it together, you're going to fill in pieces of the puzzle that maybe you were missing in your study of the Old and New Testament. Now, the Apocrypha is something that's included in Catholic Bibles, but not in Protestant Bibles, so you may or may not be familiar with it. The word Apocrypha just means hidden writings. And as we pull those hidden writings out and you read them, you're going to fill in valuable background information to the New Testament during the period sometimes called the 400 silent years. You may know that the Old Testament, as you get to the book of Malachi, you're in about the 5th century, 500 years before Christ. And so there's a long gap between the conclusion of the Old Testament and the beginning of the New Testament. And this is where the Apocrypha comes in. These are documents written during those so-called 400 silent years. Things that you take for granted as you read the New Testament, the presence of Pharisees, Sadducees, zealots, the teachers of the law, the council. Where did these things come from? What was their background? Well, books like the books of Maccabees, Tobit, Judith, the Wisdom of Solomon, the Wisdom of Sirach, they fill in not only the historical background, but also the philosophical, cultural, the social background to the New Testament. That's why I say it's going to fill in missing pieces of the puzzle for you. For example, many people are familiar with the idea that the Jews of Jesus' day expected a military Messiah. They expected the Messiah to ride in on a white horse and rescue them from the Roman oppressors. Where did that idea come from? Why did they have that idea? Not so much from the Old Testament, but from the books of the Apocrypha. So in the days of Judas Maccabeus, there was the evil ruler Antiochus Epiphanes who oppressed God's people and who basically outlawed Judaism. And Judas Maccabeus led his people in revolt to that. And these ideas, this practice, this historical experience gave rise to Jewish spirituality. Now, the series of Sacred Roots Spiritual Classics are about Christian spirituality. But before there was a Christian spirituality, there was a Jewish foundational ideas that gave rise to that. And this is going to fill in some of those missing pieces for you to help you understand what you read in the New Testament. Also, the stories are fascinating. The story of Judith, who's a woman who leads her people against the Jewish overlords or the Syrian overlords. Tobit, who lives the life of a Pharisee before there were Pharisees. And again, Judas Maccabeus, who is an outstanding example of a Jewish champion prior to the books of the New Testament. They're fascinating stories. They'll fill in a lot of pieces of the missing puzzle for you. And I think you're going to gain lots from your reading in Volume 5 of Sacred Roots Spiritual Classics. I commend it to you, and I look forward to working through it with you as we go from chapter to chapter.